Day 1. The science behind improving English speaking. We surprise a lot of our students with our unique conversational approach when they start classes with us. When ESL students think of English lessons, they think of intensive grammar lessons and complex phonetic charts. We don't do any of that. At least at the hardcore theoretical level. However, we have helped over 1 million students in improving spoken English. How do we do this? Here are some key attributes of our secret recipe to improving spoken English. Practice with native speakers as often as possible. Improving spoken English is all about practice. It is impossible to be really fluent in English without practicing with native speakers. You can memorize thousands of words and you can know all the grammar rules by heart, but if you don't practice speaking with native speakers, you will never become truly fluent. Lot of ESL students expect to learn grammar and simply be able to speak fluently. While comprehending grammar may be simple, understanding how to use it and how to use it appropriately and quickly in real conversations is the most difficult challenge. For many English learners, how do we get over this challenge? Practice as often as possible, preferably with native English speakers. Immersion is the best way to learn English, and if you can practice more with native speakers, you will become fluent faster. You can't learn to speak English the same way you learn history or biology. Learning to speak English, or any language for that matter, is about understanding the flow of the language. There are a lot of elements in the English language that makes it function but also make it difficult to learn. English speakers need to get an intuitive feel how these components sync with each other. Things such as prepositions, figures of speech, and slang are impossible to master by just memorizing theory. This is where learning to speak English becomes different from learning biology or history. Theory becomes useless unless you have an intuitive understanding of the application. Practice is the key to improving spoken English. Don't start with grammar. If your goal is to be really fluent in English, don't start with grammar. If your goal is solely to pass an exam such as TOEFL or IELTS, and if you only have very limited time, then it makes sense to just cram grammar rules as part of exam preparation. Let me explain. When you start learning a language, especially English, with grammar, you are setting yourself up for failure. If you try to process all the grammar rules in your head and try to speak, you will not speak much. English grammar has so many of inconsistencies in its rules. For example, the possessive of John is John's, but the possessive of it is its, not its, which is a contraction of it is. You can't simple memorize and apply all the grammar rules in English. A better approach is to start speaking first and then improve grammar along the way. Think about it. This is the same way you learned your first language. Pronunciation is about practice. Both pronunciation and enunciation are very important aspects of learning English. Both are often overlooked or not given much time or importance in the typical ESL classroom. Proper pronunciation allows you to be understood well. It will make you feel more comfortable having conversations in English, resulting in a higher level of confidence. What is the best way to improve pronunciation and enunciation? Lot of English teachers incorrectly take the speech therapist approach and try to get into actual mouth and tongue movement exercises. This should be the last resort, not the first. Lot of times, pronunciation, enunciation and tempo will improve once you start speaking English with native speakers. Your brain will adjust to the pace and tempo they speak. Your ears will adjust to the way they stress certain sounds. All these cues will help you unlearn and relearn the right way of pronouncing words in the English language. So, want to start improving your pronunciation? Find a conversation partner first, not a speech therapist. Make learning English a habit. If you want to improve from a beginner level to an upper intermediate advanced level in English, you have to make learning English a daily habit. Just like you go to the gym, create a learning environment where you improve different aspects of English daily. Watch movies in the English language, learn recipes in English, listen to English music, watch TED videos, listen to audio books, listen to podcasts, attend a club or church service in the language you are learning, etc. The more your mind gets used to using English, the easier it becomes to communicate in English. Like all habits, improving English becomes a process that gets easier once you start becoming more and more confident. So make sure you start speaking without being shy or embarrassed. You will be surprised how fast you can improve. Day 2. Idioms make you sound like a native speaker. Idioms are phrases or sayings with meanings that are different than what is actually being said. In other words, they should not be taken literally. For example, if someone is in the same boat as someone else, it means they are in the same situation. They are not actually in a boat together. There are many different idioms that have developed in the English language, especially in North America, over time. Learn the idioms below to help you become fluent and talk English like an American. 1. On a roll. This saying means you are making good progress or are doing a really good job. The boss decided to promote Juan because he had been on a roll doing a good job lately. 2. A piece of cake. Although this might sound delicious, it isn't referring to an actual piece of cake. It means something that is very easy. The quiz was a piece of cake, very easy, so all of the students passed it with an A. 3. Easy as pie. This one is similar to the last idiom because it isn't literally talking about pie. It also means when something is very easy. The project was as easy as pie, very easy, so they finished it quickly. 4. Raining cats and dogs. It would be very scary and concerning if cats and dogs were really falling from the sky like rain. Raining cats and dogs means when it is raining really hard. It was raining cats and dogs really hard outside, so the event had to be cancelled. 5. Get the ball rolling. This saying means to begin something so you can start making progress or so you can finish something. Let's get the ball rolling, start making progress on the construction project so they can return to their house. 6. My dogs are barking. Here, an owner isn't talking about their pet dogs being loud. My dogs are barking is another way of saying, my feet are hurting. After walking around all day, my dogs are barking, my feet are hurting. 7. Hit the sack. To hit the sack is another way of saying to go to sleep. People usually say it when they are very tired. Today was a really long day, so I am going to hit the sack, go to sleep now. 8. Hold your horses. Whoa, horse. No, this saying isn't about real horses. It means to calm down or to be patient. The teacher told her students to hold their horses, be patient when they all started running after the lunch bell rang. 9. Under the weather. This idiom means to not feel well. It could mean someone is sick or that they are upset about something. She went home early because she was feeling under the weather, sick, and had a very bad headache. 10. Cut to the chase. Cut to the chase means to get to the point without wasting time. Feeling impatient and angry, he told them to cut to the chase, stop wasting time, and stop avoiding his questions. 11. Add fuel to the fire. This does not refer to a literal fire. It is referring to a bad situation. To add fuel to the fire means to make something even worse than it already is. They are already very upset, so please don't add fuel to the fire, make things worse by telling them the bad news. 12. To have a big mouth. If you have a big mouth, you may not actually have a large mouth on your face. This American idiom refers to when someone likes to talk or gossip. She has a big mouth, likes to gossip, and tells others my secrets, so I stopped telling her personal things. Quote. 13. Blow off some steam. This saying means to relax and get rid of stress. Think of the steam as stress that is leaving the body. He had been stressed for weeks and decided to blow off some steam, relieve his stress by getting a back massage. 14. My way or the highway. No actual highways are involved in this American saying. It means when someone wants something done in an exact way or there will be negative consequences. This is your last chance, or you may get fired. Even after all of this time, you still purposely do not finish your work. This time, it's my way or the highway, or there will be negative consequences. 15. Hit the nail on the head. To hit the nail on the head means to get something completely right or correct. You hit the nail on the head, got it right when you got my favorite movie as a gift. Day 3 Essential Slang. English is filled with different idioms, sayings, and expressions. American business. English has its own common idioms that may not make sense to someone who isn't a native English speaker. Learn these 22 business-related, American idioms to help you communicate at your job or improve your comprehension of the English language. 22 expressions, phrases commonly heard in American business English. 1. 24/7. The phrase 24/7, pronounced 24/7, stands for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. In business, it usually refers to businesses that never close and are open every day of the week, such as convenience stores. 2. Back to the drawing board. Back to the drawing board refers to when something needs to be started from the beginning. For example, if a business project doesn't succeed, a company may have to go back to the drawing board and plan the whole project over again. 3. Call it a day. This phrase means to stop working for the day. Employees usually use this American business English idiom when they have decided to head home. 4. 50-50. 50-50, sometimes written as 50-50, is referring to splitting something in half, or by 50%. For example, if a business partner wants to work with you on something, they may say, let's split the work 50-50, meaning you would do half of the required work. 5. ASAP. ASAP stands for, as soon as possible. If your boss comes up to you and says, I want this proposal ASAP, it means they want it very soon and you need to get to work. This is a very common American business English phrase, so it is important to remember. 6. Get the ball rolling. This expression means to begin or start something, usually a project of some sort. 7. Hold your horses. Hold your horses means to slow down or calm down. People use this American idiom to tell others to think rationally, instead of rushing. 8. Raise the bar. This expression means to set a higher standard or expectation. When someone says, let's raise the bar, they want to make something even better than compared to previous versions. 9. Ahead of the curve. Ahead of the curve refers to when someone is trying to stay ahead of their competition. 10. By the book. When you follow a company's procedures or rules exactly as they are described, you are doing things by the book. 11. Bigger picture. The big picture is defined as the important facts of a situation. If your boss tells you to look at the big picture, they are telling you to look at the situation as whole, and to not focus too much on small details. 12. In the same boat. This phrase refers to when two people are experiencing the same situation. If you and a colleague are both behind on a project, you would both be in the same boat. 13. Cut corners. To cut corners means to take shortcuts or do things the easy way, without putting into all of your effort into something. 14. Game plan. A game plan is a plan or a strategy used to achieve something. This is very common expression used in American business English and daily life. 15. Change of pace. When you work every day, you can become bored or stressed of always doing the same thing. A change of pace is when you make some kind of adjustment to your routine so you get a break from the boredom. 16. Diamond in the rough. A diamond in the rough is someone who is very talented or has good qualities, but has other qualities that overshadow them. In other words, it can be difficult to see their talent from the outside. 17. Burn out. To be burned out is a very common American business English idiom. It means when you have done something so many times or for so long that you become tired of doing it and have no motivation to continue. Working long hours every day is common reason why some employees burn out. 18. Bent over backwards. This expression is not literal. It means to go out of your way to help someone, or to do something. If you put in a lot of hard work or effort into a project, you Could say that you bent over backwards to complete it. 19. Brick and mortar. A business that is brick and mortar is a business that has a physical location, such as a bookstore or a clothing store that customers can visit. Nowadays, many companies do not have a brick and mortar location and are based entirely online. 20. Think outside of the box. To think outside of the box means to be creative and innovative. If your boss tells you to think outside of the box, they want you to come up with an idea that is original and hasn't been done before. 21. Small talk. This American business English idiom is referring to when coworkers or acquaintances have casual, polite conversation about things that aren't related to business. Talking about the weather is a very common form of small talk. 22. Throw in the towel. To throw in the towel means to give up on something or admit failure. 4. Example, if a potential business contract doesn't work out, you might have to throw in the towel. Day 4. Improve pronunciation with tongue twisters. Learning the correct pronunciation of the English language is very important. Tongue twisters help us learn to pronounce letter and consonant sounds. By practicing these tongue twisters, our spoken language improves very quickly. Here are my 12 tongue twisters that improve English pronunciation. Which watch did which where and which wore which watch. This helps us pronounce the wh and w sound. Can you can a can as a can or can a can. This tongue twister helps us pronounce the word can. I have got a date at 7:45. I'll see you at the gate, so don't be late. This helps us practice the sounds of 8. A good cook could cook as much cookies as a good cuckoo could cook cookies. This tongue twister helps us practice the coo sound. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would chuck, he would, as much as he could. And chuck as much wood as a woodchuck would. If a woodchuck could chuck wood. This tongue twisters helps us pronounce the sounds whoa and ch. Black bug bit a big black bear. But where is the big black bear that the big black bug bit? This tongue twister helps us pronounce the L and bu sounds. A sailor went to sea, to see what he could see. But all that he could see was the bottom of the deep blue sea. This tongue twister includes the two different spellings of sea and sea, both of which have the same pronunciation. The shells she sells are surely seashells. She sells seashells by the seashore. So if she sells shells on the seashore, I'm sure she sells seashore shells. This tongue twister helps us pronounce the s and the shish sounds. How many berries could a bearberry carry if a bearberry could carry berries? This tongue twister helps us pronounce the b sound. I'm not the pheasant plucker, I'm the pheasant plucker's mate. I'm not the pheasant plucker, I'm the pheasant plucker's son. And I'm only plucking pheasants till the pheasant pluckers come. This tongue twister helps us pronounce both the p and the f sounds. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? This tongue twister helps us pronounce the p sound. I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish, but if you wish the witch wishes. I won't wish the wish you wish to wish. This helps us to pronounce the wi sound.